exciting edition of Tino Show. I do understand that so many of us in diaspora complain about one or two things called challenges that prevents people from returning home, and it's especially, supporting the development of their country. This talk show focuses on tomorrow's brighter Africa. We talk about the development and issues surrounding Africa. Well, we're starting from Nigeria today, and I am with a great personality, an eminent personality, a philanthropist that's been going around Nigeria for several years, developing the country. This gentleman has a lot to talk about today, and he has made such impact that would really intrigue so many of us. I do know there's some problems that people complain about, and these problems have been a setback for so many of my colleagues, friends, partners, and other people in diaspora returning home. So today we will be discussing some areas that needs attention, some areas that we can all work together with. I believe every African in diaspora should come back home and make a difference. So this is what this gentleman has been doing over the years. Please join hands and welcome Patriot Patrick Eholor. You're welcome to Tino Show, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. So could you please tell us what Patrick Eholor is all about? So please, Patrick Patrick Eholor, tell us about One Love Foundation.
Yes, well, I think if you are saying about how it come to existence, it was very simple. It was a main part of have a situation where a woman was pregnant, and unfortunately she lost the baby, and somebody approached me one accelerator to precise that there were situations and they need to help. So I went to the gentleman to a specialist hospital along this same road, South Level Benin, to see how I can render some assistance. And they needed about 2 pints of blood that would have cost about 6,000 naira. And I was shocked that somebody's in need and she's in that great danger. She lost the baby and the baby was still in her womb. So that is also causing that serious damage to the woman herself. So I queried the doctor. The doctor said he has seen so many people die that same day, and he doesn't have anything to give to the woman, and he doesn't even have enough blood to give to the woman. Perhaps he would have given the woman his blood. But to cut the long story short, I paid the 6,000 for that operation. That's over 10 or 12 years ago. So when I get back on that same night, I have a rethink that I spent that money without thinking for some fair weather friends. I said, well, if I can waste this money on champagne or some other, booze,
why don't you
I
support someone in
can
need?
support people who is in need. So the next day I called some group of friends and relatives. I said, I want to have a foundation. How do I do it? I said, I need to register with the Nigeria government. But I did try to register, and it was very difficult for them to give my information because they know that I'm very outspoken and all that. But by and large, I did the registration, and since then, I will then contribute my gift or what I would have been using to celebrate my birthday, because I was born on the eve night of Christmas, on 24th December. So since then, I go to hospitals, I go to prison yards, I take issues and all that, and just to
That's
raise
great.
people's spirits.
I'm so impressed.
Yeah.
Well done, well done. And I don't know, have you had any sponsorship or funds to support this? Because I do know that this is a very great challenge. It's not that easy. It's a very big task you're doing, very enormous. So how have you been able to fund this?
Well, I think there's a lot of challenges. It's something I'm passionate about. It's something I enjoy doing. I like to impact people's life. I like to see that if one is in need, I like to do my very best. If you hear about NGOs, some NGOs are supported by government, like federal government or state government. Even perhaps the Western world can also make some provision
Okay.
to that extent.
Mm.
But the issue that the greatest thing Nigeria have is not it's not its people. The greatest things we have as a challenge is corruption.
Definitely.
A lot of people have floated NGA for selfish gain, for profiting. You understand that definition of NGO is non-governmental organization.
Alright.
That's the abbreviation of it.
Mm-hmm.
But people change it to a profitable organization.
Oh.
A lot of people in the past, some past governor wife or president's wife, they had come out in front that they are having NGOs to help others, but they were using it to exploit whether state or federal or the Western world.
Oh.
So it is very difficult for some people to buy into your idea.
When you're honest, yeah.
You run an NGO. So there have been a lot of challenges. So what I decided to do in my own way,
Okay.
I believe in God, but I don't go to church. So if I go to church, modern Christians today, some pastors have been able to create some existing or non-existing fear by the grace of God and exploit their citizens. The styles in the Bible recognize that, but without diverting our discussions, we see that when the Westerner came here and taught us about Bible, they probably have come to use that same thing to unite us together. Today, if you look at schools in Nigeria, the people who pay the tithes and offering, their children cannot attend the school.
And that's not right.
Okay, we have pastors in our country who have 2 private jets or they have 3. So I will not, as a person, to contribute more into that institutions or enterprise.
We're going to come back to that.
So I'm coming now. That's why I'm saying that I would have been paying this money to the churches and tithes or offerings, but that same money I'm taking it into my organization, my NGO, to uplift my NGO so that I can touch the life of others.
That's the way it should be. So for now, are you now saying that the main point you're making is that your own organization has been funded singly by yourself?
Yes.
Without any external attachment, financial attachment, that is not from the government, not from other high personalities or high dignitaries out there. What you're trying to say is that you have been supporting your own NGO yourself.
Exactly. I've run this NGO, let me state categorically before your cameraman, that I've run this NGO for over a decade and I have not received any money, either by private citizens, government institutions, or anybody. I do it myself and I'm happy doing it.
Thank God for that. Can I know how great the challenges are? How do you cope? How did you acquire your wealth? Because if you're choosing the wealthy people in Nigeria, we're not talking about millionaires, billionaires, we're talking about trillionaires. You will be one of the successful individuals. How did you acquire your wealth?
I don't know if I'm worthy. I don't want to.
Yes, you are.
I don't
We all know that.
No,
you're well-known
I don't
personality.
see myself like that. I just see that I'm comfortable. I think poverty is of the heart. And if you say you are rich, it's also of the mind.
Definitely.
So I look at myself as just as an ordinary person there who's trying to, do 1 or 2 things that can at least my people can benefit from. So I'm not a wealthy person at all, but I know that in what I'm doing, that if I create awareness and extend my hands to others and invest on human development, I can cash in for the human resources.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's where we're coming to now. Human resources. We do have enough human resources, and has it been mismanaged in the past, or are we yet to tap into the right areas?
Well, I would say exactly that. If you are talking about the mineral resources that we have here,
natural resources,
human
resources.
Yeah, but I would say that the human resources have not been managed at all. They have probably mismanaged them. The natural resources, we still have them in abundance, but the issue is that you cannot be able to cash in from natural resources or human resources if you have bad leadership. Like I say to people in most of my interviews that Nigeria is very blessed. We don't have natural disasters like earthquake or volcanoes, tsunamis, and
Thank
all
God
that.
for that.
But we do have leadership disaster. That's what we have in this country. So in a country where you have leadership disaster, you cannot recognize the potentials of your human resources. You can also not recognize the potentials of your natural resources.
Okay, so when you say leadership disaster, what exactly are the areas you want to point out? You talking about corruption now or something more severe?
Well, we're talking about leadership disasters in the country. Leadership is by example. We rely too much in our electoral process. We rely too much on leaders. We hear some people parade themselves as leaders, and these people are not democrats. They are rulers. And these people, they use what they call selective process.